Covarrubias, welcome to the podcast, dude.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Welcome.
great to have you, man. This has been kind of a long time coming.
I think so.
Yeah, we've been in contact on social media, talking back and
Yeah.
forth. You're busy. You're kind of an investor and a businessman. So
You know what? I really do a good job at pretending to be. You feel me?
I would say,
Just to get that out, no, I'm a huge fake. You know?
Make it till you make
But I
it,
do my
baby.
best. I do my best.
well, I'll just say some of the stuff you post on Facebook is pretty fun. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like your humor.
Yeah.
It's definitely like mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're super
it's,
good,
it's
dude.
not it's not easy to express sometimes.
I know, dude.
Yeah, you got to dial it back. You got to tame yourself sometimes, right? Because people just it just creates issues, and then you become inappropriate.
Well, people are soft. I'm going to put this out there. I'm just going to say it is the pussification of America.
Woo.
That's
Yeah.
what I call it.
Bring that
Okay.
bell. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
People are weak. You can't have comedy. You can't be funny. You can't have fun because someone's going to be offended. I'm like, come on.
Like I
Be
personally-
self-deprecating. It's funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah,
It
like,
is
come
funny.
on.
It's okay to understand that you're a joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all are a joke. Dude, you know what's really cool
Don't
though?
take yourself serious.
Is you shouldn't take yourself serious. Too many people do, especially in our job. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
But you haven't seen Sam since when?
Sam.
Yeah, bro.
What year did you graduate, Sam?
Well, I wasn't there for graduation. I was physically removed from the campus.
He couldn't be there. He was too busy praying.
Oh yeah.
Man, so
Always praying.
I would say
Deep in prayer.
2003.
Did you graduate 03? Okay.
Yeah,
So,
03. Well, I graduated 04, but I
Graduate 04.
I
yeah,
left
yeah. I
03.
graduated
though.
with you. I probably
Yeah.
one of the
Wait a
last
minute.
times I really remember seeing you. We probably like crossed paths.
So were you 2004?
04. Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
You were in my class?
Same.
You were in my class, yeah.
Yeah.
You're in my class, man.
Oh, man, I'm the oldest person here again.
But
Wait, when did you graduate, Jordan?
03.
Hey,
what's up, B?
Yo.
yeah.
Ah,
I
man.
have kind of a unique story though. I was supposed to be 03, but they call it these days. They call it reclassification.
For graduating?
I was like, no, I can't. I was trying to play ball. I was trying to really ball it up. But I'm like, I don't want
right.
to go up against Tim Drisden.
That's right,
I'm
bro.
like,
Yeah, Tristan was dunking on
are you
people,
kidding
man.
me? Like, for
So,
what?
okay,
Like,
so for
man.
context,
Yeah.
so people listening know,
Yeah.
Tim Drisden, and so you know, Jordan, Tim Drisden was like the Kobe Bryant of Calvary Chapel Downey
Yep.
in the
Huge.
late 90s, early 2000s era.
Yep.
I was just playing it off like I knew him. I was like, oh, Drisdale.
Yeah.
Yeah, you played against him?
Probably. did.
But how far did Drisden go?
He went to Utah. I think he did all 4 years there, right?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And then no pro.
Not that I know of in this country. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't. Really
I think
follow
he could
his
have done
career.
something outside of here.
You
Yeah.
probably Wikipedia.
But we can-
What do you think? The worst professional basketball country is?
The worst.
That's a good question.
Yeah, and we should all go try out.
Germany.
Germany?
I think Germany might be pretty
I don't
good,
know,
bro.
dude.
Dirk
Yeah.
Nowitzki.
Really?
Dirk, right? That's where he's
They're good at
from.
everything, dude.
Yeah.
They're like good Russians.
The Aryan race, dude.
They're good Russians.
They're the good white people, right?
Yeah.
They're the perfect ones.
Yeah.
Blonde hair,
They do shit freaking outstanding.
blue eyes.
They can't.
Well, they definitely
It's not
take
their fault.
steroids. so.
It's not the fault of the
I was gonna say does Bangladesh have a team?
India.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
that's
they
what I'm
do.
thinking. India.
Probably
Probably
go to like Ireland or something, dude.
Ireland too.
Yeah, they're not playing bad.
Just real scrappy.
No.
Yeah. No.
What? Chris, you're a mess. I love this. You're such a mess, dude.
What?
I hope I can focus right now. I've had a lot of drinks before we started. Okay. Anyways, Chris, we've known each other since high school. That goes back to like early 2000s.
Probably before,
2003.
dude. Probably before.
I think, when did you go to Calvary? When did you?
So I started going in 3rd grade.
Wow.
Oh, dude. So
Way before.
We were there the whole
back
time
to my
together?
reclassification story.
there the whole time.
But let's circle back to the important stuff, guys.
please.
So
please.
yeah, so I'm like, dude, so I was at Warren for 2 years. And not getting any kind of like playing time. I was a
Public
freshman.
school.
Frost.
Public school.
Hardcore. Downey, are you kidding me? Oh, we'll
doing
talk about
coke every
Downey
day.
later.
You guys are doing coke every day over there, dude.
I wish. That was Calvary. What are you talking about? The riverbed right there.
Riverbed,
Hey,
bro.
the scandal.
Dude.
The
Scandals.
Hey.
Yep. Exactly. Bro.
What? I can't do this. Hey.
The scandals.
Anyway.
The riverbed scandal.
So-
Are we talking about this?
Oh no, we
Dude.
will.
Okay.
I had some scandals
episode
back there, bro.
28. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's some scandals.
You finger blasting back there? or what?
Oh man.
Dude, you call it finger
Who
blasting?
wasn't?
It's very old school of you.
You know he still uses that. Yeah.
Oh,
all the
man.
time.
Finger blasting.
Please continue, Chris.
Oh, okay. All right. Where was I? So I was like, yeah.
Reclassification.
Reclassification. So I went back to, I told my parents straight up, I'm like, dude, I want to play sports. That's all I wanted to do was play sports. I was a terrible student. Well, oh my goodness, Lord. Anyways.
Thank you, Jesus.
So I was like, but Calvary will take me back. Because Jesus always forgets.
Yes, he does.
Oh, nice.
I can't do this.
So went back, reclassified, went back. So back in the day, we just said, held up or what was it?
You were held back.
Held back.
You were held back. Dude.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you felt, that was
But
rough,
I did it to
though.
myself.
Was it
Was it
math?
voluntary?
What was it, Matt?
Not going to class. Straight up. I just did.
How could you do that at Calvary, though? They had that big, heavy-set guard guy who thought he was a cop with a gun.
Too easy. Too easy.
He had a
dude.
flat top.
Oh man!
Hispanic
I started
dude.
in junior high. I started in junior high, dude. I remember that guy.
He thought he was so hard.
Remember that? He had that. He
Yeah.
had that nightstick thing, and he would just walk around like it was a public school.
Andre Crisp, what up?
Yep.
But I ended up going back a grade, and then I was homeschooled for those 2 years. So my class, 03 class.
That's why I didn't see you.
Yeah.
But I was always in sports though. I ran track and played a little.
Did you run track with my brother Luke?
Yeah.
Really? Is that where you guys kind of met?
No, we met in third grade.
No way.
Yeah,
You and
because
Luke
I
go way
was
back,
in his
huh?
grade at one point.
Right.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I kind of got this eclectic, just different perspective than the Tim Fishers and the Peter Caravitas.
Hey, there was no Tim Fisher. Hold on. I was the chubby kid, dude.
Hey, last time I saw you at a fro, you were chubby for sure.
Yeah.
Last time I saw you.
Thanks for confirming that, Chris. God.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Appreciate that. The whole world
man.
knows now.
Huge.
Yeah. The afro was huge, not my body. I was chubby. Okay,
he was
people.
chubby.
I had some titties. It is what
bro.
it is.
It's that baby fat.
Yeah, it is what it is. I was a late bloomer.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I was a late
I was
bloomer.
surprised. Yeah,
But it was no Tim Fishers, bro. I was a nobody in high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was no one, dude.
I feel like, weren't you like a teacher's kid?
My mom was the basketball coach for the girls.
Oh, that's right.
You had it way better than everyone did.
Stop. No, dude. You know who didn't like me was Mr. Caravitas.
No one does. No one really does. Everyone really pretends to.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
No,
I'm sure
people
they-
are fake as fuck. Let's
Oh,
be
yeah.
real, dude.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you talking
Yeah.
about Mr. Caravitas?
Mr. Caravitas.
Yeah. I remember seventh grade. I got swatted so many times at that school.
So
Damn.
Luke
Yeah.
did too, 3 times.
Oh yeah,
Luke got
Yeah,
beat
me
3
too,
times.
3 times too.
Yeah.
Swatted?
They used to be able to hit you there,
Corporal
dude.
punishment.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, the name of Jesus.
With
baby.
what?
Like
Like a ruler?
Paddle holes.
a paddle. It was a paddle with holes. My brother told me.
Seriously?
He came home, his eyes were all red. Yeah, and he said, "Yeah, they called mom. Mom came down to the school and they said, "Hey, we're gonna to whoop Luke. We're gonna whoop him right now, dude. Corporal punishment." And it was a paddle with holes, and the principal or vice principal spanked him 3 times. In the name of Jesus, baby.
Amen.
No.
And you had to go to go.
This
to
was
that
in the
school.
like
You had to sign
90s.
a contract.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You had to give them permission
Yeah.
to
So you got to
put
sign.
hands on your child.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do they disclose
Thanks,
what
Dad.
that is though? Like
No.
they're like, hey, you're just signing a disclosure
No.
form that says that we can whip your child. with
Jordan,
an
the parents
object.
there, they didn't
Mine
our
were-
parents weren't caring, about that.
Oh,
Thank you.
Just fine.
Oh yeah.
too
Thank you.
busy working really hard.
Yeah, I mean, no,
That's the truth.
I get that part. I just that's a crazy thing to sign off on. Not saying that. Look,
Well, think
if
about it
you
now,
do something
yes.
messed up, you get swatted or whatever. Like I get it, but like I also think like. There's probably a lot of situations that have that scenario where the kids used to get the shit beaten out of them.
It was a different era, dude. Think about that. Our era when we were kids, man, parents and adults were still laying hands.
Like when you get hurt,
They were still laying
like,
hands,
like when you're walking to the principal's office, you got to own it.
Oh yeah.
You're like, I fucked up and I know it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, old man?
Yeah.
And he's
I'm gonna
like,
whip you with
just
a paddle that has
pulls out
holes
this
in it.
shining fucking paddle. You're like, bring it on.
It literally had a leather strap, bro.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Like just in
didn't
case
fly.
it flies off their hand.
They need that grip, dude.
Just in case it's a little sweaty.
They need that
that
grip.
thing.
Like,
I saw
it's the
it. I
third
saw
one
it
today,
many times.
Marsha. My arm's getting fucking tired.
Hold on, you remember that day?
Marsha?
I don't know. Whoever that sounds like a receptionist name.
You know who swatted me?
Wait,
Mr. Heron swatted me.
Mr.
Herod.
Tim Heron, huh?
Yep.
For something totally didn't happen.
Remember his daughter, Lainey Heron?
Yeah.
Yes, so do I.
Well, hey, I gotta ask a question about that. When they're swatting you, Do they grunt a little bit? Like, is it like,
Yeah. Like a Monica Salas kind of situation.
yeah, a little bit.
No, wait.
Mr. Heron
Hold
definitely
on.
grunts.
Seriously?
Monica Salas.
I just find that wrong, dude.
It was.
Do you think they still do?
is.
That's
It was. Yeah,
Feel that way.
that's
Hold on,
incorrect.
hold on,
Yeah,
hold on.
that's not good.
That school is still a business.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
still
for
there.
sure.
So do you think they still SWAT? Do you think parents still sign that contract? If your kid is out of line,
There's no way.
you give us the right
Maybe.
to whoop your child in this day and age?
Maybe it's optional.
Bro, you don't know Calvary
And there's
parents.
some
Yeah,
parents.
but-
Some parents are like, hell,
but even-
fucking yeah.
Calvary parents,
even
exactly.
even if
Yep,
the parents,
exactly. Sign that shit.
and even if the parents are cool with it, like, but dude, even if the parents are really cool with it, where they're like, yeah, if my kid messes up, like, do it, get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking handle your shit. But I also feel like now, with everybody equipped with some sort of camera, that would be all over like everything. I feel like even if it was like, no, we have a business and they signed it, they agreed to it, it's a minor consent form, blah blah blah.
So hear me out on this. Sam and Chris do have a point. That's that private school we went to, and they're known, like they're very well known. They got a big backing. You know, so
Yeah.
the people that follow, I don't want to say cult, but they're in it 100%, dude.
But it's not like the spanking would even happen,
Right.
Out in the open. It would be,
You bring 'em in the spanking
all right,
room.
Sam.
You're
All
like,
right,
"Go
Sam,
over to
you
the dungeon."
come in here, exactly, and then close the door, and then beat your ass.
They pull the curtains down as they're talking to you. They're walking around slow. They're like, "So, what'd you do today, Sam? Did you learn from your mistakes?"
Yep.
You're like, "Get old Patty over here."
Get old Patty.
Fucking just big old
With the leather
mallet.
strap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is they think they're doing what's right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still have my faith. My
So
faith
did,
looks
the
way
Nazis.
different than
They were very confident in what they were doing. Yeah.
69.
Well, I mean, I get, and like that's the thing is like I don't mean like if a kid like sometimes a spanking's in order for sure. You know what I mean? Like I don't not support that to a certain extent. But like having other people, not
weird.
your family,
It's weird. Yeah.
in control.
corporal
hands
punishment.
on it.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Hear me out. Let's do this. We all have kids, and we send them to a school, and they ask you to sign a contract that they can whoop your child if they're out of line. Would you do it, Jordan?
No, probably not.
Me? No, I'm out.
Nope.
Absolutely, yes.
Do they deserve it?
If I had to go through it, that motherfucker.
Right.
That little shit. You see,
I get it.
I needed like 100 more swats.
Yeah.
And so this fool, he's gonna be like me, like
I
2.0.
can't.
So like,
You're
he
so
needs at
out of
least 1,000
control.
swats.
Right. At least
At least
1,000.
2,000.
All right, Sam.
Hell no.
What would say?
Hell no. I beat the kid myself, bro. That's
Yeah.
my kid.
Right. You let me know what happened. I'll handle shit when it
I'll
gets
fuck
home.
him up.
You know what I mean?
fuck him
I'm
up.
not going to jail for no one.
I'm not going. Yeah, you can be my kid.
Officer, I signed an agreement. This was from them, not me.
Okay, Chris, is your residence Mexico?
It is not
Okay,
my residence.
but you're there a lot.
I am there a lot. Yeah,
Okay.
especially over the last couple of years.
Is that by design? Is that
It
something you
is.
want to do? Is that because of like, okay, you're an investor, right? Do you invest in property?
I do.
Okay, what got you into that, dude?
Ooh, you know what? Kind of I don't want to say a family business, but a family attitude. I
Okay,
would say so. Always around adults as a child. I grew up with a lot of people who are homeowners.
okay,
And I think when you're like grow up in that type of environment, you see, you're a sponge. You're a kid. All kids are, right? You soak in stuff. And I soaked in that it was really important to like own land, and so always like a priority of mine was like, oh, I'll be doing this. I'll go to college. I'll get a job or whatever, and ended up, but always like, but I'm buying a house, and then I'm gonna buy a duplex, and then I'm and then just like keep pushing it, and really when it all started falling into place was when I was introduced to short-term rentals.
short-term rentals. Okay, so for people listening, can you explain short-term rentals to them?
Yeah, STR is another phrase for short-term rentals for short. It's a concept where if someone is renting a house, an apartment, a dwelling of some sort of room for not 30 days in the state of California, long-term is over 30 days. So short-term rental is something under 30 days, and it's been blown up huge with Airbnb.
I was gonna say that's Airbnb or VRBO.
Exactly.
Is that predominantly what you do then? Is that what you use?
Yeah. I definitely utilize those platforms as well as like direct bookings and stuff like that. So
how old were you when you got your first property?
I was I don't know, about 30.
Okay.
31 maybe. Yeah. 2018. Summer 2018, so I don't know how old. It's a while ago.
You don't want to put your age.
I don't do public math. So, like, why would I do that to myself? You do that.
It was that time period.
So your first property, was it just a single family dwelling, like a house?
So this was amazing, right? About like properties. They're so unique. And everyone has their own character and has its own spirit. And because it's what's created is an atmosphere, right? A home, a property, a dwelling. And a lot of the homes in South LA, I bought in South LA, South Central, whatever you want to call it. It's actually on the border of South LA and South Central, Southeast LA.
Did you grow up down there?
In and around the area. Dude.
Okay.
Like, so yeah, for sure. But,
So you know it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And lots of family in the area as well. And the houses down there are cool where like they were built for GIs back in the day. And to attract them, they built homes with lots of back houses. Mother-in-law suites, just different type of situations where there's a separate like entrance,
right,
or whatever it may be. So you get these single, but they're coded single family homes. So I landed upon one of those, and it has a little back house, a 2-bedroom apartment on top of the garage. And right away, I knew that I was going to go into short-term rental.
Wow.
Because I bought at a time where houses were, insane at the time, right?
Right.
Like, let's say this property is going for $450, but I really, like 2 years ago, it was going for $180. You feel me? Like,
right.
Yeah, this is ridiculous, and this is where you begin to see that's when the housing market really begin to take shape. I would say during that time, it's like, oh shoot, prices are just going to be outrageous for a long time.
Oh, it's not going to change for a while, dude.
No, unless there's like some kind of natural disaster or something, like, it's going to be it.
It's really cool that your family kind of taught you that property was important early. I think a lot of people aren't taught that. I know a lot of people aren't.
Yeah.
Which kind of boggles my mind sometimes, because you think your parents are going to set you up for success. But look, everyone's situation is different. But if I could go back and do things different, I wouldn't have bought a home for myself. I would have started with duplexes.
Right. Yeah.
But now, I say this, okay, I'm 50-50 on this, right? I say this because I'm still thankful for what I have now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because I've had 3 homes, and you start with they've all been fixers to get me to a nice area.
You made your comcompromises where you had to,
right?
Where you saw fit, and that's your journey, dude. Like,
but when I look
wrong,
but when I look back, I'm like, dang, dude, maybe I should have just bought that duplex and lived in one of the units and read it out and do all that,
Better, yeah.
Oh, totally. I'm like, damn it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I would have gone back to 2008 and I would have taken out a loan for as big as I could and bought like 20 houses and rented them immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been perfect. But, it's so hard, dude. You don't know. And I think more to the point is like, especially if you don't grow up around that or have people that it can influence you, whether it's family, close friends, what have you, and, push to like, hey, the way to be wealthy, right, or to push towards creating that wealth is through property or dwellings or whatever.
Yeah.
And and it's like, and I agree, like I have a couple places and it's taken me a long time to do that over time, but it's like I was fortunate enough to be around some people that were like, hey, you got to get a house, like at a younger age, you know what I mean? So then it kind of pushed the track mind of like, okay, I got to get a house. Like instead of focusing on like big trips and going places, I was always like, okay, a couple more months and I'll have enough to get this down. And then when the market was just absolute shit, I was able to limp into something when I had nothing pretty much,
right.
But then that turns into later down the road. And then every time you can use that to lateral or leverage something and upgrade and whatnot.
Right.
But it was also pretty fortunate because the market hit like an absolute fucking zero barrier. That was after all the loan issues, like Freddie Mae or
but that's how I got my first home. My first home was in Lakewood, and I got it for $310,000. My mortgage was like $1,400. I'll never see that again, dude.
Oh, dude.
It was
yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. And then I moved. I fixed that house up for like 3 years. And then I sold it, made like, I think 150 grand off it, and moved that equity into another home in Lakewood. Fixed that one up, and then got to the nice one that's in Long Beach.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
It worked out well.
But that's like that process.
Yeah.
There's so many people that like either one had never known about that, and not like saying it like it's like, yeah, well, you make an investment, it pays off, and you upgrade. It
Yeah.
sounds easy, but like at the end of the day, like unless you're around people that can show you a little bit of a path, or like maybe
It
like
helps.
100%, because you get to see it in real time. You know, it's like I can sit here and we could talk about, oh, well, if you do this and this and this and this, he's like, oh, that sounds cool, but if I've never seen that or experienced that, you're gonna be like, well, maybe it just isn't for me.
It's a really good
Right.
point, Jordan.
Yeah, you know, so it's like, where is that? Like, where do we do, you know what I mean? Obviously, like, if you have the family, you want to pass it on to your kids, stuff, your friends, you talk, you know, you network in your bubble. But it's like, again, I think we've talked about this a bunch of times, but like in high school, right? It's like how many, like, what things could they change to actually get kids ready?
So
you know?
much.
And like
So
that,
much.
like investing, like it'd be another one of the things. I mean, not just like, you know, bring back like workshop, you know, so you know how to do something on your house other than just praying to the YouTube gods, and which works great, by the way. Thank you, YouTube. But
Just to add something to that, Jordan, I think like somebody's got to start it, you know. And when like my family didn't know about that, you know, my dad came over here from Nigeria and just worked. And a lot of people, I think, just work. You just go to work and you just make your money and you just spend it on necessities and whatever else, and you just survive. You know, and then but you don't think about investing. You know, putting money away. The only investing you do is maybe in whatever 401k you have or IRA that your job provides.
Maybe,
Chris.
Right,
exactly. You know, so I think a lot of people they worry about surviving. You know, we talked about that
100%.
a couple weeks ago, actually.
Yeah.
You know, how do we survive, and how do we, you know, and then, but it's like when you have the means to live now, then you're like, okay, what am I going to do for the future? You know, and then you think about houses, Chris. Then you think about
Sam, were you here when we had Chris Ham on, the union guy?
I feel like yes.
Do you remember when he asked us, he said, do you guys know how the plan for our housing in America came about? And we all were like, well, no, we just thought it is what it is. He said the government came up with it because he said, if we can get our people to focus on land and keeping land and fixing it up, passing it on, the less they're going to try and overthrow the government.
Oh my God!
I get that.
Ring that bell. That is
give them something to do.
Yeah.
Give them
Exactly.
right? Because think about it, right? I have a home. You guys have home. We're all doing our thing. We live in rent. Our whole sole focus is we need to make enough money so I can fucking pay rent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I can pay and make my bills into this, right? So my whole focus is my home.
Yep.
Even without thinking about it.
Hell yeah,
Yep.
dude.
You know, you're like, I got to make enough money to make my mortgage and make taxes and all that.
Yep.
I have no more time to do anything else but work and maybe get a second job or work overtime like I do in our jobs.
Right.
I thought that was super interesting. Yeah.
There's really no.
that is good. That's a very good.
Because we need a raise in the fire department. Thanks.
Here.
There's really no faster wealth building mechanism, solid wealth building mechanism as buying a home, investing in property, and I saw earlier. I think that's why the main reason I joined the military. I was in the Air Force.
What? How many years you do?
I did 7 active duty, and then
Dude,
another
hey,
4
dude,
or
no,
5.
cheers to you. Seriously, I grew up in a military home. We respect our veterans.
Oh, right on, dude.
Seriously, I
Thank you for
love
your
it,
service.
dude. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, the VA loan, you know, and again, like going to your point, Sam, it's a privilege being around people who are talking about those things, right? Socializing those ideas. That's how things grow. That's how things become. And when you see that, as a child, you're just like learning by osmosis, right? You're just soaking it all up. And,
Yep.
yeah. So really, trying to focus on something that's going to be not just beyond you, but being a steward of it.
Yeah.
I saw that from my father and my grandfather, just being a steward of your land, and just taking care of it, respecting it. And I think it's, for me now, I think there's been this great awakening with indigenous thought and a lot more respect for it than there has been in the past. And it's been this understanding of it and how that it's really not opposing to Western thought or anything new, but it is what it is, and they saw the world their way. And it's like, you know, focusing on the resources of your land. You know, my mine might be a little freaking plot, like quarter acre, freaking South LA.
But it's yours.
It's mine.
It's yours.
I like that indigenous thought, bro.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. I like
Me either.
I was wrapping my brain around that comment. I was like, I like that. That was well said.
Well
Yeah,
said.
and that's how I respect it. Is it opposing to my Christian beliefs? No, not at all. You know,
No, of course not.
The Bible's filled with imagery and symbolism about farming and being a steward of what's yours.
Well, gosh, it's biblical too, right? The Lord always blesses people with land.
Mm-hmm.
It was always giving them land.
Yeah,
You know,
it's the coolest.
it's
Not
amazing.
making more of it.
It's important. Yeah, it's. And I remember thinking, reading these. Like I read Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover and some other stuff, but there was a couple good books and that I kind of got the same feel from was wealthy people have something to pass on, land. Land to pass on to your loved ones, to your kids' kids, where they were saying rich people just blow money. They're out there spending on frivolous things that you can't even pass on.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Are you really going to pass on a Ferrari? You think it's going to be worth the same amount of money when you're done with it?
I mean,
You know, it kind of depends.
on what year.
Yeah, it depends on what year. Man, screw both of you guys. You just ruined my analogy.
I get it.
I know
But-
where you're going. It was a good analogy,
just kidding.
dude.
But yeah,
wrong
it's like
car.
instead of things, it
A
really...
DeLorean, maybe.
Right,
Yeah.
bro. Never lose.
Probably in mint condition worth a lot.
It'd be nice. But yeah, I was just saying, like, that wealthy people curate land. They have something they've worked on they continue to pass down.
I mean, either it's a business or land, right?
Right.
We now live in a world where we're not like serfs, and we're not living under like a system where we're, under the fiefdom, something like the serfdom, like that.
Yeah.
So going back to your point, America is like, hey, we'll give you a little piece of our stuff.
Right.
And then they're going to want to take care of it. We're gonna pass it on.
Okay, do you hear what I'm saying?
Then they're not going to. They're not. Yeah. Why would they want to fight against the person that's building roads to the Walmart? You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, it's genius. It's a form of communism, right? Like in a way, it is.
Yeah.
And
It's a way of having control.
Yeah, and that's all. That's all it is. That's all these theories and
Well,
schools of thoughts are.
Yeah, and you bring that up sometimes, and I get this a lot because our podcast is taking steam, and a lot of people are listening, and they kind of come up now and they'll, hey, I heard you say this. And it's really interesting. I haven't even talked to these guys about it yet, but to know that people are listening to what I'm saying, and now I get questioned on some stuff, and you're kind of like, whoa. Like I didn't know you listened to my podcast.
What did I say exactly?
Yeah, I was like, you didn't know I was really drunk when I said that, but whatever.
It's like I want verbatim. How did it come out? What did it sound like?
Yeah, I mean, there's more accountability to what's coming out of your mouth now. Right?
Yeah, and I just totally
To the
forgot
community,
where I was
right?
going with that. I totally forgot where I was going with that.
I was just gonna say I love it. Question me on everything. I like it because you know what? That's life.
What was I saying? What was I talking about? Sam, help me. What was I talking about?
Land,
Serfdom. You said serfdom
wealthy.
twice, and I was like, I casually understood that
Right,
question, but I
exactly.
was like, are you meaning like landowner? Like, if you're a serf, you own land. They
So
pack
if you're working
taxes to the
somebody
serf.
else's land.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's what we're working in the United States of America land, and as we work
okay.
and improve and paint the house.
Oh, I
and
was
put a
gonna say, yeah,
podcast
everyone
podcast
thinks-
studio
Yeah.
values are going up, and it's creating like money from nowhere.
Right, and this is what I'm
It's
saying
literally
is
true.
Is people think it's like conspiracy theory, like because we talk about a lot of conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
But when you actually look up the history of stuff, and I always want to tell people, do you really think that your government wants to take care of you? I want you to think about that. It's like, do you really think your government's looking out for your best interest? Because I say this, group in the military home and some other things I know, but when things go down and say like we're on the cusp of losing America, they're not going to protect you. They're going to protect the government. They have shelters and special places to protect our cabinet, our president, vice president, all the people in charge.
Right.
Not us.
Yep.
Right.
Not the people they're taxing the hell out of.
Yep.
Well, that's on you, fool.
That's on you.
Bring that.
What do I have to worry about that for, dude? Like, I know what I need to do to protect.
But here's
Exactly.
but what I'm trying to say is like it's like everyone thinks conspiracy theories are crazy, but so many have come true
Right.
since the pandemic.
Well, yeah, they're.
And you're
probably
like,
true.
what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they don't come from nowhere. Nothing's born in exists in a vacuum, right?
Yeah.
No. Do you think there's aliens? I gotta ask you this, bro.
Oh,
'Cause I know-
absolutely, 100%.
Seriously?
Yeah, I know there are.
Oh, he knows.
Oh, my
He has
Because
evidence.
we've had a lot of stuff recently happen with
I
China balloon
Yeah.
and some other stuff about possibly shooting on a UFO over Canada, U.S. military planes. There's a lot happening right now.
there's a lot happening. There's been a lot happening.
There's been a lot, but the news doesn't talk about it often. The mainstream media.
People don't. It makes people uncomfortable, dude.
But why do you think it makes people uncomfortable?
Because something bigger than themselves.
Oh, Dang, that's true, dude.
That's what worries me every day. I'm like, damn, I gotta act right because there's someone bigger than me.
I know.
God.
But here, okay.
I don't know why I'm laughing. Sorry.
One word.
You're right.
God.
Yeah.
What if,
And it makes me nervous.
Chris?
And it makes me nervous.
Chris, what if these unidentified objects that are flying are really the future us coming back to try and save us, but we keep freaking shooting them down?
The future us.
The future us are trying to help us, but we keep shooting them down, think we're hostile.
I think
You don't think they'd figure it out after like the third one?
Whoa.
I'd be like, these fuckers aren't going to get it. We got to
We
change our
stupid.
approach.
Right,
Stop
right.
coming in the balloon.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man.
I think
Time travel is easier when you're smaller.
like Quantum Mania.
Quantumania, bro.
Thanks,
Trying to watch
Let's
that.
go,
It's coming out. Oh, damn.
No!
You should have a towel.
You should have a towel.
You need
I'll get a towel. Jordan, just stay
you need
here,
a production intern.
buddy. I know, dude. We do actually have more people helping us now.
Yeah.
Here, Jordan. Do you know where their towel's at? I'm sure I can find them. Okay, just man. It's all over my phone. See what happens?
I mean, that's why you got the otter.
Man, this sucks because, dude, that's really good Captain and Coke. I don't even care about the carpet that's from Nicolas Cage's house.
Yeah, bro. The carpet is sick.
Dude, this is cool, man.
I know. No, it's rad,
I
dude.
really like the setup.
It's not bad, right?
No, it's not.
You know how long we've been trying to get you in here?
How long?
I've been hitting you up a few times. You're like, oh, you know, I'm busy.
Yeah, I am.
Real talk with Tim and Chris. Chris like, I'm tired.
I mean, I'm busy. I'm like, Chris, come on, dude.
Yeah. Well, I'm just, it happened. That's what's important.
Did you? Oh, okay.
A lot of starch.
Is that the sex towel, dude?
Oh, is it?
No, it's not. You're fine.
God, I was like,
It totally is.
do this.
I'm just kidding, dude. Okay, so I spilled my drink, everybody, just so you know. I'm the idiot who did that.
Time out. We're going to fast forward.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Anyway, did it lock you on the carpet? No. Here, we got to hit this table. Here, give me some of that.
That's how you get ants.
Bro, the ants. Mm-hmm.
Zero, dude. No sugar.
The ants, bro.
Not cool.
Nah.
Okay, anyways. Okay, so what was your first property that you bought? It's a single family dwelling?
Yeah, but it had a guest house. Hey, what,
Can you give me the
what
other
we
rack?
use in the
Other rack?
business is the legal non-permitted dwelling. So it's totally legal, grandfathered in, but not permitted because it was done before certain ordinances were passed.
Oh, nice. Because
Really?
don't they have some new
like, there's
legislation on
tons of houses
ADUs
like
and
that.
stuff?
What's that? I'm sorry.
I know, like the restrictions for the. Oh, say what? Didn't California change some stuff up for the ADUs?
Yes, they did the last few years. Actually, there's been a lot of. I mean, housing's at a premium, right? We're in the most one of the most populated metropolitan areas in the world. It's just urban. We have a bunch of land. If history has shown us anything, it's sprawling. We're just going to continue to sprawl. So there's going to be the center is going to continue to grow, and there's going to be more opportunities. And I remember back in the day when Palmdale was considered like the Boondocks. It's like,
Right? I remember that too.
Palmdale.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like what? Or like freaking Chino Hills. I'm not going out to that Cowtown.
Right.
Yeah. Norco.
Only for a family party, though. Only for family. Yes. Yeah. But so it's going to continue to do that, and whatever you can get a hold of is, I think someone should. If that's putting a tiny home in their backyard, if that's buying an RV, if that's buying anything where someone can dwell in it, park something in your garage and someone lives in it, that's where we're headed. For sure. Just because there's just the population's not stopping here.
Yeah, but here's the thing with this too, is it's a lot harder to own in California, Southern California, than it is anywhere else.
Anywhere else.
Let's be real, dude.
Yeah, if you can make
It's
it here, you can make it
ridiculous.
anywhere.
That's true.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah, 'cause
That's what I tell myself every day.
I feel like California is taxing us into a place where it's going to be the haves and have-nots. There's going to be no middle class. You think I have rich or poor? It seems like they're just crushing the middle
Don't be the lower one. Like, whatever your problem is in life, don't be the low one. You know
Cheers.
what I mean? Like whoever you are, that's what I can tell you. Don't let it be a choice. If you want to be an activist, don't be a poor one.
Right.
Oh,
Make money on the side.
Why?
yeah.
Why? Like look at BLM homegirl. Good for her. Get them houses. However you had to. I don't care. You know how many corporations fooled everybody, and a bunch of rich white dudes like have a bunch of generational wealth now. Have done it to us. DuPont, you know what they've done in West Virginia? Chemicals and everything like that. Come on.
Yeah.
Some girl, do it. She told people to freaking get their reparations.
Reparations.
Shit.
Well, I'm half black, and in every application I've always put black. So
Reparations.
Good.
reparations, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. If I could, I would give you $1 million for it.
Hey,
you though?
I would, but I can't. So
I can't because I don't even have that much. No, I think that's a good point though. Like, shit, what was the part of it? This conversation's bounced a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, fucking A. That was crazy though, because that gal, there's three houses that were like 2-point-something mil plus. You're talking about the BLM lady. She's with the chapter from LA.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
she bought
What a
3
scam.
places.
it's a total hustle.
And again, I don't like fuck, dude. You took advantage of a situation that she had. I mean, coincidentally, probably not good as far as visual semantics. And is that any different than larger corporations doing that? Absolutely not. It's the same shit. You know what I mean? It just happened.
If I have to hate on her, that means I have to hate on everybody. I just don't have enough hate, of that much hate in my heart.
Yeah, I would just say your time.
How much hate do you have?
A lot.
I have so much hate.
It's all reserved for myself.
Come on, dude.
Ah, man.
Now you're hitting some real ones, because now we're getting deep.
Hey, it's not a good day without some self-deprecation, dude. I feel you.
Damn,
But you
dude.
got to keep it like that, right? I think
Absolutely.
especially men of action. You walk the line of ego every day, every fucking day.
That's deep, dude. I like that.
You got to be humble, but it's like, oh, I'm the best at being humble. Oh, I'm so modest. No, you're not. You know, it's a battle, right?
Yeah.
And because you don't want to come out like the worst thing you can be in today's society is a douchebag.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
People don't like the candidness or the just upfrontness of like someone who's like considered a douchebag is.
Can you
But
say
people are also
douchebag
weak,
anymore?
dude.
Is that
People are also pretty weak nowadays.
Oh, they are the pacification of America.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not part of this. That's not a thing. That's a real thing for sure. I agree with that.
Do you think the pussification of society
I just got one of
increases
the strongest ones.
the douchebaggery?
Now there's more opportunity for me to be the strongest one.
That's true.
To be the alpha.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, alpha,
what am I worried about? Half the competitions wants to become a lady.
Hey.
Why do I care?
Right? I agree. I'm all for it.
They're calling Harry Styles. Listen to me. They
Do
said,
you?
Hey, they said Harry Styles has courage for wearing blouses and jumpers and stuff that he's wearing. I'm like, bro, what?
Hey, what's the deal with that guy? Everyone's like
don't
dreamy over this dude.
Yeah.
I don't
was
know.
like,
He's quite the crooner.
I don't think
I know I can
personally-
sing for sure.
Look, I don't care who you love, who you worship, who you bang, but I don't look. I was raised in a military home. Courageous is not putting on women's clothes. Courageous is fighting for this country and bleeding and losing your life to protect our freedoms.
That's right.
That's what I felt was crazy.
Harry Styles didn't have to worry about anything other than some ridicule by putting on a woman's dress.
You're afraid of some keyboard warrior at home leaving a comment that's going to hurt your feelings?
Yeah.
No, get out of here. No.
Bangers 22463 said that I look like a fag. So, you know, and that's okay because that's cool. You know what I mean? You get to do you. I mean, you go back to the 80s, friggin', what's his face? Oh my God, I forgot his name. David Bowie. David Bowie.
Yeah.
David Bowie wore a lot of makeup and Elton John. Well,
I'm
Elton
still
John
dancing
had.
as a little Elton John. You're kidding me, Sir Elton John?
Prince, though.
You tell me you wouldn't go see Elton?
Yep.
If Elton John was like, hey, you want to sit front row at my concert? I'd be like, fuck yes,
Elton John
dude.
said, "Hey, you want to go party with me and do some lines?"
Fuck.
I'm gonna think about it very hard.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah,
Sir,
right. I'm
Sir
doing it.
Elton.
I'm doing it, yeah.
I'm doing this for my country. It was PR at this point.
You know, it's like again, going back, not taking yourself too serious, right? Like, I think doing things for the country, right? That's like a rhetoric that sits very deeply with me,
Absolutely.
right? Because it does.
You lived it.
I did it. I did something, right?
Yeah.
And it's something that I had to do to get where I needed to be.
Uh-huh.
And I think that keeps me humble, dude. It's just like a lot of people, you know, I think that's the way I practice empathy is I think about the things that people did to get where they needed to be.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's things they didn't do, but you don't hold it against them because, you know, you're still doing better.
Yeah. No, I feel you, dude. I think love for country is important. That's just me. That's my own opinion, because I think it's been lost, and people really don't understand. I would say maybe younger generations. Not that we're old, but the price of freedom, the price it costs that we could sit here and have this table in this room and all this stuff and speak what we want to speak. The freedom for a person to be transgender if they want to be. The freedom for a person to be homosexual or heterosexual, to worship any God that you want to worship, to speak freely about what you believe and not be killed or stoned.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
That's the country we live in. Yeah. Yet now, if you speak your mind and your beliefs, you're almost hated on because you don't believe what I believe. It's a very, very, very thin red line that we're walking on.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets very dangerous to what people are saying, like, well, you can't say that because that's offensive. No. I have a right for free speech to say what I want to say. Yeah. It's been bought in blood. Look at the rolling hills of Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia.
Right.
All across the land, in Normandy. There's so many places where soldiers are buried where they died and fought. So we could do this. And yet people are forgetting that, and they want to take it away. Your Second Amendment rights, your right to free speech to say what you want to say.
Yeah.
It's a thin red line. It's getting very interesting where we're at.
Because I think I know Tim's answered the question before the show started.
Look.
Said, without a doubt, you're saving the world.
Yes. All I'm saying is the people that are fighting against your freedom to bear arms and your right for free speech, if it's truly taken away one day by a different country, they're the first ones can be like, what the fuck happened?
Of course.
Somebody save
absolutely.
us. Wait, I have the right to do this. No, you go protest. Go protest in Pakistan right now. Your ass will get fucking run over by a truck. They won't even care.
Yeah.
That will not happen there.
They killed a bunch of the protesters during that time period.
Oh, yeah?
For the stoning, or when the police killed that girl.
In the 90s, there were Americans who went over to Iran or Pakistan, I can't remember, to protest something about some land being built on. And they sat in front of the bulldozer, and the bulldozer killed them and ran them over. Damn. You're not in America.
Tragedy.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
That's why people don't understand the privileges that we have here. And it's a very fine line we're fighting right now. People need to be very careful what they're saying, what they're doing, because once that's taken away, it's gone. We know that from a union perspective and how we vote. Once something's taken, they don't give that shit back.
Fact. Yeah. And what's crazy about that story that you brought up is like, bulldozers aren't like super fast. So there was like this weird probably time period where they're like, he's not going to run us over.
Oh my God, he's running me over.
And then it was just like, oh shit, he's not stopping. Like at what point, and I don't know the story completely, so where they, do they shackle themselves to something or what, like a sit-in protest or something like that. But it's crazy because we take that freedom for granted.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
And it's like, I feel like just everything in the last couple of years has been amplified just so much that it's just like what we're talking about right now, I'm sure is deemed super negative, like a few of the comments and things like that.
To certain people, right?
Well, it is to certain people, but that's part of the problem is that it's like, look, I think we do a really good job of telling, like, we kind of, you express ourselves as best we can diplomatically, I think, for the most part. But it's like at the end of the day, you're not going to make everyone else happy. But I think the idea is that there's always open an interpretation for conversation. And it's like, I've said it 1,000 times so far. It's like, dude, it doesn't matter if we disagree. Like, we should be able to talk about it. And I'm going to leave the room feeling the same way about you before I get it. And, or hopefully better, right? Because you earn a mutual respect with someone that maybe you don't see eye to eye on things. And going back to what you were saying, as far as like, like the people that have pride in their country, the people that have something to willing to fight for, that feeling. That's going to be really interesting if we ever get in a position where another country may actually invade.
We're getting close. We're getting very fucking close.
And I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying that you better be prepared and everyone needs to get patriotic overnight. But I mean, at the end of the day, if that were to happen, I feel like it'd be a fucking culture shock on how many people would be like, I thought they were going to handle it. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I thought there was enough people that gave a shit, and then all of a sudden you're fucking speaking, everything's in Chinese or something.
Right.
I mean, they threw balloons up. I'm just kidding. Never mind.
There's a lot going on with that, though. Yeah. There's some credence to that stuff, dude.
It's either going to be aliens or as a massive cover-up for the Nord Stream stuff. Hey-o. That's their conversation.
I don't know.
Well, I think you used a key word there, dude, when you were talking, going back to what you were saying about we should be able to come together in a room and talk it out and leave and feeling respected, right?
Right.
But should is it doesn't exist, dude. It really does. And people are passionate. They're emotional. They're not logical. They're unreasonable. They can be hormonal. Just like
Anyone could be hormonal.
There's no room for should. There's no room for should because it's not real.
And that's a very good point, because the should is something that may be unachievable.
Yeah.
We should be nice to everybody. We should blah, 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 but that doesn't happen. And I guess that's a good point. It's a sad point, because I would think we would get to the point where, the things that we portray as like the biggest problems that we have as a society, it's like there's still people dying of starvation on the street. There's still people that are never going to be able to afford to buy a home. There's still people that there's all these things that what we constitute as an important building block of society isn't what is being perpetuated by the social media and everything that we read every single day. And I'm not saying that the things that they push aren't important at all, because there's always, disparity and all that kind of stuff. Like I get it, and I think that's important
there's
too.
Glucose and shit.
Yeah, no, I get it, but what I'm saying is, like, right at the end of the day, it's like the real important, the meat and potatoes of society is like, hey, we want to bring everyone down here up, or let's make sure we can work together, or we can come together societal, like, right? I mean, if you talk about, because you mentioned communism and things earlier, right? So it's this fabrication of a utopian society, but it's like that utopian society, what is that to people? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying to be pro-communist or Marxist or anything like that. What I mean is that, like, if you're so for example, take whatever pro group of something, right? And then like that's a focus. That's anything that anyone talks about. That's what the sole purpose, the money that we raise, the foundation that we raise. This. It's like, what does the end game look like to those people? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think there is an end game though.
I don't either, but that's what
really
I'm saying.
don't.
Like, it's like the end game isn't. It's just like saying we should be able to get along.
It seems
it's
like everything's about power. Who's going to have the most power at the end of the day, so we can put into play what we think a country should be like,
spoiler alert.
People should be.
Me. Feel me? Like that's how I'm going hard in the paint. Like every day, and I'm busy, fool. But thank you for having me here. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, dude, heck yeah!
Welcome with their homies, Big Sam over there.
Yo.
I spent a long time. Okay, so is your full time job just managing property now?
No,
you're still working.
Yeah, I still work.
Okay.
And
we don't have to go into your specifics.
No, it's cool. I'm gonna tell you. By trade, I'm an aerospace consultant, and I work in the defense.
Look at my girl. You got some brains, mija.
It's oh man. It's some, like I said, I'm faking everything.
Stop it. You ain't faking everything, bro. You smart, dude.
That's dope.
It's all right.
That's that's awesome. Seriously.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It's a good gig. It's a really good gig. I'm really blessed to have it. And super. My experience in the Air Force definitely has helped me get to this.
What'd you do in the Air Force? What was your MOS?
Well, we called it AFSSC, something like that. But MOS basically was my 6 Foxtrot Charlie 0X1. I don't know, something 6F something. So essentially, I was a combat comptroller.
What's comptroller mean? Explain that to people.
Like an accountant. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a glorified accountant.
That's gangster.
Yeah.
You still served your country.
I handled the money, I handled the money. Planes, missiles, bombs, and bullets and guns may win.
Can you tell us what the most expensive piece of equipment is?
Oh my goodness. I'll tell you the most ridiculous.
In your opinion, from everything you saw,
yeah,
what was the most expensive piece of equipment that the U.S. tax dollars were paid for?
Oh man,
just one piece of equipment.
One piece of equipment, probably. I got something personally. Probably my feng shui ergonomical chair. yeah, for sure. That was inordinately expensive. It was so expensive.
A lot of sitting that you did there.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
And we got one for everyone in the office.
No way.
Yeah. Hey, if you don't spend it, you lose it. That's how the.
No, I know that.
That's how the accounting system works.
Yeah.
Budgets,
absolutely.
The appropriation.
So was it a G bar for a nice chair? Was it G bar? 1,000? 1K?
No, more because it was in euros.
Get out of 2,000. $2,000 for a chair for your.
Remember, they're buying things in bulk, so they're getting the government deal. They're getting the government deal. But man, when you're buying, anywhere. So I saw a lot of transactions get done, major transactions myself, all around Southern Europe, North Africa area, Middle East, everywhere. I was involved in something that was going down. And being the money guy was kind of super cool because I saw a 10,000 foot view of the mission.
Oh yeah. You're not the moth of flame. You're not the person.
No.
doing the fighting, but you're
paying for that.
You're at the
fool to be
10,000
there.
view. Yeah, you're seeing where the money goes to make this war happen.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's interesting. That's a different
incredible.
perspective, dude.
Mm-hmm.
What's the most expensive non-nuclear bomb?
Most expensive non-nuclear bomb. Well,
I'm just assuming a nuclear.
for
is the most
example, they're
expensive.
shooting artillery over in the Ukraine.
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
American artillery.
Yeah.
So one, depending on it, all depends on how much is there. But one round of this particular artillery, is costing the United States $18,000
Per round.
One round
per round.
Oh,
Is it like a
God.
like one missile from an artillery piece?
Basically,
So like
it's like a
you'd be
big
hundreds of those.
And
get
they're just clicking buttons, just bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, it's badass. Yeah.
That's
It's
pretty
war.
sick.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
it takes.
Yeah.
Give me 1,000.
George Bush, baby.
Yeah. Hey, when he came off that jet,
Send him.
when that fool came off that jet with the mission accomplished stuff, and he like walked out with his flight vest, I'm like, dude, and his aviators.
Hell
I
yeah.
was like, this fool's my president. I was like, dude, this fool looked hard as fuck.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
He was total balling.
Dude, the war machine makes so much money when we're at war.
Yeah, it's better.
They have to be at war. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's better for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Like except for the people who are dying.
But here, okay, you might know.
Oh
this,
yeah,
but-
there's that. Hey.
So understand. There's a lot going on with us in Russia, Ukraine. China is definitely pushing to be number one right now. But that being said, I read an article that said if we were to right now immediately go into conflict with China because they did something, that we would run out of ammunition of all everything, missiles.
Because there's so
guns.
many Chinese people to shoot.
No, God. Because we give because
big country.
our current administration has been cutting our military costs and everything down and giving stuff away to Ukraine. They say if we were to immediately go into war, we'd run out of
Yeah,
munitions.
you think we would?
I read something
Are you
similar.
worried about that too?
No.
I read something similar.
Are you
That,
kidding? No.
Yeah,
It's just
we'll
good
be
talking
okay.
points.
We're still gonna kick
It's
ass,
good
dude.
talking points.
Yeah, it is. I think we would still kick ass, fool. Our military, our air power, it's. I mean, they're paying. We could have gone to the moon like 50 million times.
That's true.
dude.
Can I tell you? Did you watch the Super Bowl yesterday?
I caught some of it.
So Sam was here. We had a bunch of people over at my pad. So there's a lot of females, and you know me. I like to poke. I can poke and rub people the wrong way, just for fun,
Just
right?
for gratification.
Yeah, and it's like the land of the free and the home of the brave, and the freaking jets fly over.
Sick.
And they said, "Oh man, it's all female pilots." And I went, "What the fuck?" I said, "That's some bullshit. They should be at home right now." And dude, all the girls, what? Everyone stood up. I was like, "Guys, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I wanted to get a rise out of you, and it worked really well."
You did it. You did it. You got your.
Yeah, no, it worked well.
But it was for you though.
Okay. Sam laughed. Hey, hold on. Sam laughs.
It was good. It was good. It was good. 'Cause
But
nobody
you're not
expected it.
wrong, you know. I mean, yeah.
Right. Exactly.
You feel me? I just,
You're not wrong. Get outta here, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
But
really, I'm just jealous I'm not flying an F-22.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not smart
Absolutely.
enough.
It's like modern day night. You're just equipped with.
I'll
the
admit, females are
best
much.
force ever.
Women are much smarter than me.
I mean, women are just better than me.
Yeah, straight up.
Like, they're definitely the better half. I feel that way.
Dude, absolutely, absolutely. What? Okay, so what for you? Like, what's the next venture as far as investing in property? Because more people need to learn about this. Is it better to start an LLC and do this, or just have separate property? You know, there's different ways to go about.
There's
this.
different ways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you have the means, get an LLC. You know, if you have the means, but don't let that stop you from trying to do something in property, in real estate.
Yeah.
You don't need an LLC. You don't need to have a real estate license, you know, to turn your room into an Airbnb.
Gotcha.
You feel me? Like that's so awesome about Airbnb. It's made being a landlord accessible to millions and millions of people, and that's life changing. It's been life changing in my life. I can pick what job I want to do. Like I work ad hoc. I'm like, whatever you need me to do, I'll do what you need me to do.
So really, and this is, I always talk about this, but really is you're getting back your time, right? Because let's be real, a job is you're giving your time to somebody else.
You're trading it for money.
For money, so you can live and be comfortable. But now you've made it so that you have your time. Right? You get to do what you want with your time.
Yeah.
You can make the money you want to make and do the things you want to do, right? That's the goal, right? That's why everyone wants to work and make a lot of money. It's because it gives you time.
Exactly.
Right?
It's the only thing you're not getting more of.
That's very true.
Yeah, I can always get more dollar bills.
Chris.
Stop, not stopping, won't stop.
If you had to give some advice to someone who's like just trying to figure it out, where do you think a good entry point would be in as far as property investment? You know, like what type of unit, price range, where are you thinking?
We're talking about
Out of California?
Out of California. I mean, the best thing to do is always multifamily, right? And if you're a veteran, you can buy up to 4 units.
No way.
0% down. No, yeah, zero money down.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's enormous.
It's different. You know, like, are you kidding me? I'm not going to serve my country for this. How do you think they got they got a Roman centurion for life? Like, you think I'm going to go against this place that's giving me everything, me and my family everything? Right. No, but I'm going to do whatever I can to hold as many people as I can accountably and with love, and just, you know, expect the best from them, just like I'm going to try to give my best to them. So like that's how I serve that American dream. And because I truly do believe in it. It's like I have the opportunity to be the best individual I can be.
Right.
Where else in the world do I have that?
There's nowhere else to provide.
You sound like a commercial right now.
I know, dude. Air Force.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, dang. No, that's so awesome, dude. That's great advice. You know, do you do any multi-units, and do you do anything out of state?
Yeah, a little bit here and there.
What do you think a good state to look into would be? Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
I'm his friend, by the way.
I follow the vibe, right? It's there's people can tell you, this state has has this state has that, yada yada. People get kind of lost in the sauce sometimes, and then they don't make a move. I say look for the best deal.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
for the best.
So listeners who don't understand what you're saying, lost in the sauce. Like, okay, so what do you mean? Lost in the chaos of trying to buy?
Lost
just
in
popular
the
to
like, this place has a little bit of tax.
Okay, instead of just going and doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
and so there's a point where you can make risks that are strategy. You rope them out. You know, you map them out. Yeah. What strategy? What am I trying to say?
You're saying risk, and then you said strategy.
Something about risk.
So you got to map out your risk. What your I don't know. I'm trying to feel it. What you're saying, but it's strategizing where you're going to move based on what you can get
minimize
into,
your
right?
risk, right?
Because if you had, let's say you had 20 grand, 40 grand, whatever, and you're going to try to find something, like if you have to go to Mississippi to get it,
go to Mississippi
and go get it.
You want to get into the game with $20,000, you can own land.
Almost did it again.
In Detroit.
Move that
Detroit. If the house burnt down, who cares? Let it sit there. Let it appreciate.
I'm going to talk to you about Detroit later, because I don't want to put it on air, because I want to...
Dude, I was looking at some houses in Detroit. Dude, like you can buy shit for like 10 grand. Dude, and it's it's burnt down house. But
I'm not going to say why, because...
buy up 4 of those and make a community center and have the city buy it back for me.
Don't go on the trip to Tulum. You feel me? Like, don't.
Thank you.
Yeah, right.
Buy this. It's not going to feel as good. It's not going to be that great. But when you're sitting a little bit older and you have something that's real.
Well, you bring up a good point, because a lot of people don't understand is to live like, I've always been taught this by my dad, which I really appreciate. But to live like no one later, you need to live like no one now. Meaning you need to sacrifice now. If you want to do well and you want to have something to pass on and potentially retire early in life, you need to live a little tight right now. You need to save. You need to have a car that you own that's used to buy property and homes, so you can pass something on, so you can build that empire, right?
Right.
You have something that you can have later on. And I've always believed in that. And that's what I've kind of done. I mean, I've kind of cut back a lot because I'm trying to buy more property, and I have bought more property.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like you're lacking full.
I have done well for myself. But I've invested, and I've done well with my money, and I've tried to tell people.
You've had a lot of fun. I've
had fun, but I always try to tell people too, like, leverage your debt.
Oh yeah,
leveraging debt's huge,
your credit.
And that's all I've done. Yep. I have equity, I have this and that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leverage this debt. I'm gonna put it over here so I can buy this.
Exactly.
You know, dude,
we're never gonna own our homes anyways. Like, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no. And everyone, it's
you can't
funny.
look at it like that.
Right. That's not the game plan.
That's not the game plan.
Game plan is just rack them up.
Yeah. Everyone's always like, oh my God, you have so. I'm like, no, I don't have a lot of money, because you have a fucking $1,000 truck payment. You have a fucking boat payment. You have a house you can't afford.
Right.
You're always going on trips. Like, I don't do that. I try to keep it as low key as possible, dude, because I'm trying to invest because I want to leave early out of my career and things that I'm doing instead of give my life to a job that doesn't give a shit about me.
Right.
They're going to replace me when I'm dead and gone anyways.
Yeah, they are.
They don't care.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's my 2 cents.
No, I think it's a smart game plan, and I do agree with. And again, like that goes back to I keep using the high school reference of teaching as like your next, instead of being like, oh, when you get out, you'll just figure out what you do, or hey, you should go to college to try to figure out, and not knocking college at all. Obviously having a purpose going into it's going to be a better outcome than just kind of figure it out along the way, but. Those like an investment class is perfect. Like understanding the market, understanding where to hey, look, even if I go, I still go start wrenching on cars. If I can make this much in a year, I'll live. If I can live at my parents, I'll live at my parents. If I have to, rent a room out from a buddy for cheap, I'll do that for 3 years. How much can I save by doing this job and get to a point where now I can go buy the duplex in freaking Arkansas, you know what I mean, to get that going. And then once I'm there, you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't think that that's enough broadly displayed or taught subject, because most of the people.
It's not valued. That information is not valued.
No.
Which is weird because it's like the most valuable information is not as valued. You know what I mean? Like when you're let's say you're 20 years old or 21 years old and the immediate, unless you're one of those people that happen to be around people that are in that industry, more than likely the subject matter isn't talking to you like, hey, what, in the next 10 years, let's try to get 5 houses. You know what I mean? Like that's not a typical conversation point where I think is I'm like, man, if I can go back, give my younger self some knowledge, I would have been so much more aggressive in that.
Well, now do it now then.
No, yeah,
yeah.
Dude, believe me, I'm not stopping. I just, I'm trying.
Fuck that fool. He was too stupid to freaking even understand, dog.
Me at 21, for
dude,
sure.
You're just blowing it, fool. Come on.
He
Dude.
said,
For sure. Fuck my 21-year-old self, no doubt.
Chris, one more thing I want to talk to you about before we wrap this up here, dude. But you grew up like we did in a private school.
Yeah.
And I know from the things that we've been through then to just getting life under our belts. I mean, we're all in our 30s. We've had good and bad days. What has your faith kind of shaped up to look like now from what we learned in high school and how it was just so rigid to where, was it more of a prodigal son for a while? Did you walk away from your faith? Did you come back or just kind of have it the whole time and made it your own?
Yeah. I think you're interesting the way that you described it, right? Did you walk away or, did you make it your own? And I think not every road leads to God, but He'll meet you on whatever road you're on, right?
I like that, yeah.
Yes, and I'm on my road still.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I think we're going to be on until the day we die.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think it's right now in my life, what's important for me that keeps me focused is looking for the goodness of Him to show up in my life.
I like that.
Wherever it may be.
Yeah.
Just being prepared to witness some goodness. And if it's in my life, even better.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah,
I like that. Heck yeah, dude. No, it's interesting to ask because a lot of us grew up in at Calvary Chapel, Downey in that school, and
go Grizzlies.
There's Grizzlies, and there's a lot of good stories, but there's also bad experiences. So I like to ask, hey, what's your thought on this? Because where are you at now? There's people who I'm never going back to
never going
my
back.
faith.
Right?
Yeah, I'm never going back to church, any of that stuff.
I definitely been in places where I wasn't close to that faith, right?
Yeah,
I was closer to something. Maybe I was closer to God, but doing something else.
Yeah,
you feel me?
I feel you.
Yeah. So I think any resentment that I once had, which I had for different reasons.
Yeah.
And we can explore those reasons at some other time. If I'm invited back.
Thank you, Jesus. Oh, you're going to come back, son.
So, just really, I think with the faith is not getting lost in the sauce. Not getting.
I like that.
Not faking the funk, not pretending to fake the funk, because sometimes you just fake the funk. And that's not healthy. Yeah. That's not healthy. I think sometimes the prodigal son that's doing what he's needing to be doing is in a lot of ways closer to God than the dude who stayed home. right? He's struggling with his own things. He has his own challenges.
I like that, dude. That was good.
It was really
Hey,
good.
you better timestamp that, dude. We're gonna make that an ad.
I was gonna say you've had like
really
4
good.
things that you've said so far, like that are like it could easily be like a billboard. You know what I'm saying, dude? That was very well said.
When you're fellowshipping,
We're fellowshipping hard right now, dude. Dude, that's great though.
Inductively. You know what? I credit Mr. Waterman. Shout out Mr. Waterman.
Waterman. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that.
Fifth grade.
I haven't heard that.
He introduced inductive Bible study to Calvary Chapel, IBS.
So good.
I do have IBS now. By the way.
Coincidentally.
I'm a 37-year-old Mexican man. What do you think?
Come on, dude.
Tore up from the inside. So, IBS, inductive Bible study, learning to inductively read a manuscript, and it didn't matter that it was the Bible, but I utilized those skills in so many things.
That's huge.
Not even just like schooling, but like my job. Reading contracts, reading treaties, going over like information. If I don't have it right, someone's going to look like an idiot if they repeat what I have to say, or they're going off of it.
Yeah.
That's why being the chink in the chain of like what the government is. I'm a bureaucrat, right? And I get paid a lot more money than somebody who is a lifer, like a GS employee. But I'm essentially doing the same job sometimes. And they're paying me way more for it because it's literally cheaper for the government to send money to a private corporation.
Right.
And,
instead of paying
contractors.
Oh yeah, instead of paying the insurance and the benefits and all that.
Yeah, screw that. So it's seeing like that's my that's where I am in the process of what government is, and I'm just involved in one pipe, stovepipe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just try to do your best where you can, and you take it seriously. And I'm really not a serious person.
Oh, I know, dude. I love it. I love it.
It doesn't come naturally, right? I have to work at it every day, and that's what I look for in strength with my walk and with God.
I like that, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, I really
just
do.
make me a little more serious, God, please. Everything's like a joke to me. Like I can't help it.
Well, that's how I am. Well, and that's the thing, like especially with the dude,
It's so funny. Stop it.
the career field that like Jordan and I are in, we see a lot of bad stuff, dude.
Right.
And a lot of people don't understand our humor. Like in probably the wrong times that are pretty bad or chaotic or something bad has happened, we tend to joke amongst ourselves because that's how we cope.
Exactly.
That's how. And I remember this. I tried this last year with somebody. Some stuff went down, and it was pretty gnarly. And I said a joke, and they're like, "Dude, how could you joke about that right now?" I was like, "Oh,
Because if I don't, I'm gonna
My
go
bad.
fucking crazy. So
yeah." I'm like,
just entertain me and giggle.
This is a civilian, someone who's not in the fire service, or military or police. Like we see a lot of stuff, dude.
Right.
And a lot of times that's the way that we cope and do things.
Absolutely.
Joke.
Yeah.
And so-
100%.
I don't know. I just bring it up because sometimes you have to be careful you do that in front of like as far as us, because they'll think we're insensitive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's
you
like
are.
we're not.
Well, yeah.
You really,
be real.
but that's
Part of
you.
it, a little bit.
That's how you're coping. You can't judge another person's process.
That's true.
You feel me? Like if someone's
Yeah.
super sensitive, like and they're being a little bitch, like, like what's my favorite word? T-shirt. What do you say? Bitch. So, anyways, like I get it, dude. Like and I think it's acknowledging where you are and what you need to do to process. You're not going to be the same forever.
No,
you don't want to be, dude.
No, heck no. And everyone's we change at different times and experiences in life, and that's for me. It's just been, as far as like military life and police and in fire, like we just experienced so much. Mm-hmm. And I've learned through the years, like I can't really talk to my civilian friends about that shit,
Right.
Because it's one, they think it's too much, or the way I joke about it is just not them. It's too much, or too like, hey, that's really sensitive stuff.
Yeah,
you're like,
you don't mesh with them, dude.
No, we don't.
It's somewhere where you guys don't hold common ground, and that's okay.
Right.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm sure you guys hold. What's important within, I think, human dynamics is to focus on the commonalities you do hold.
Yeah.
Right. Like
Absolutely.
Yeah, and just you keep it short, keep it simple. I'm an incredibly inappropriate person.
I know, but I love it, dude.
Yeah.
You fit in here so well.
Yeah,
It's so great, dude.
It's fun to feed that beast inside. Trust me, and I'm down all the time. I'm always down. You can convince me to do anything. It's not peer pressure if I want to do it.
Yeah, right.
Well, how many? How do you split your time between California and Mexico?
So over the last couple of years, it's been a few months here, a few months there.
Okay.
I'm studying down there, actually.
Are you getting a master's degree for PhD?
Down there, I wish, dude. I'm not that low. I'm studying art, actually, as
Dude,
a
good for
novice.
you, man.
I'm in this
I like that.
visual arts program
Okay.
down at this place called the Instituto Allende.
Okay.
It's been there since the 1950s. It was founded by some American dudes named Sterling Dickinson, and he. It was a dying town, San Miguel de Allende. It was a ghost town. It was considered a ghost town. It was about to die. There wasn't a lot of. It's not a place in Mexico that's currently a lot of people going there, and so they ended up inviting a bunch of GIs down there.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use your GI Bill down there.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm using my GI Bill down there as needed. And trying to get this visual arts program. I've studied photography,
Dude,
weaving.
I love it. Keep going, because I'm doing my master's right now, and I freaking hate it.
Oh yeah,
I absolutely hate it. But keep going.
yeah. Then why not?
Yeah, keep going. You have nothing to
The
lose.
government's paying for it, dude. Like, who cares? Dude? Like,
Absolutely.
you kidding me? Like, why wouldn't I do it?
Absolutely.
You know, like, this is why I went through the suck
All right.
for the benefit. You think I'm doing anything to not get a benefit out of it?
My man's smart, dude.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's what
My
I ring the
man
bell.
is
For what?
Get it.
Because why?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel you, dude. Well, Chris, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, dude. I hope you know, like, dude, you've been in my life and Sam's since we were kids, dude.
Yeah.
And it's so great to have you back. And bro, you're hilarious. I want you back on this podcast as much as possible.
Right on.
I know you split your time between here in Mexico, but please let me know when you're in town, dude. We'd love to have you on, especially even with like when we do our reviews and stuff like that, because you're pretty funny, dude.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, dude, that'd be rad.
That'd be a
Jump
blast,
in with the
All in.
dude, and like we should put together like an investment short,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a 4-minute deal. You know what I mean? Like just from the quick from the ground up on picking sites and just a lot of the stuff you talk about, and especially having that experience in it. I think that'd be that's something we really haven't done before.
I think
that'd be
it'd be
really
great.
cool.
Yeah, it'd be
Anyway,
really
yeah,
good.
dude, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you for having
And
me. guys. Yeah.
dude, you're fucking low key funny as shit. Oh, dude, it's because you know what it is. You say things, your facial expression, and you're at the same tone all the time. And then you just drop these, and you're like, you know what I mean, right? You're like, you know what I'm saying, dude? It's fucking in the sauce, dog. What'd you say? Awesome sauce? What did you
Lost in the
Lost in the
sauce.
sauce. Awesome sauce.
Hey, we
What
need
are you
more.
watching, Jordan?
What'd you say earlier? We need more fellowship.
Fellowship. That's what it
We
is.
need more fellowship.
Absolutely.
This is always fellowship.
Brotherhood.
Hey, no, Chris, seriously, dude, thank you so much for coming on, dude. You have a special place here because, you were at that time, that era, my brother was alive and all of us were together, and Sam was stoked to have you on. But please know, open door policy for you here.
Amazing.
You're welcome
Yeah, yeah.
anytime,
I will
dude.
take
So,
advantage.
Yeah. Please let us know when you're in town, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure Sam might have something to say. He's pretty stoked to have you on.
No,
dude.
yeah, I love you, Chris. And when I saw Chris Kova, I was like, Kova Rubius? What? Yeah, bro. So yeah, just amazing to have you on. And I had no idea you were this deep in the real estate game. So I love hearing this,
Gotta
Jordan.
talk. We got to socialize ideas.
Exactly, man. And I'm glad you brought that up, Jordan, about how like we don't really know what we don't know unless somebody is able to tell us outside of our circle, and I wasn't raised with this, but this is something that I could use and I could move, forward in my life. Yeah, dude. So I love that, bro. Thank you, man. Yeah, baby.
I love it,
Yeah.
dude. Also, Chris, Sam's father thinks I eat too much. So,
He does.
Eat too much?
yeah,
does.
he ate too much, dude.
But you burn like a bajillion calories.
Yeah, it was
a
like
day.
we run 50 miles a day.
You're doing good, bro.
It's okay. Yeah.
That shit was embarrassing, dude. When you told me that final, I was like, wait, what?
Bro, he's
I was
still thinking about that.
I was also lit that night, dude.
Bro, my birthday was December.
I know,
And
but
we're
it
in
was like-
February.
You burned it off, bro. I know you did.
Right,
I know you
right.
did.
It was. I was so happy to see your dad finally
Yeah, man.
and being from. But I did feel like he was staring at me.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
He was. He
because
was
I
staring at
had a whole bottle of wine, and I had food. I was putting down appetizers. It was we were celebrating your birthday.
He saw
I'm
the
like-
alcohol too. Yeah,
Well,
he judged the hell out of you.
Yeah, I had a little bit on board, people.
Work
but
hard, play hard,
when-
baby.
when you-
Yeah.
when you-
Yeah.
Look, when you invite me to celebrate your birthday and who you are, I'm gonna party.
My man.
It is what it is.
My
So
man.
Yeah, why would you come at any other way?
know.
Exactly.
Let's go, dude.
Exactly.
Don't come disrespectfully.
Right? Don't come disrespectful.
Do do it to the max.
To the max, bro.
Chris, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, man. I look forward to having you back on here, dude. I think we're gonna have you on here more often. It's fun, dude. And thanks for listening to the podcast.
Oh yeah.
I hope you listen to it. Have you listened to it? You lying to me?
A couple episodes.
Hey, thank you.
It was one.
Thank you. Absolutely.
I'm gonna say which ones.
Well, hey, let's get a let's go on 3. You guys ready?
Yep.
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for listening in. If you liked what you just listened to, please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Please follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook. And a big shout out to Stephen Clark, our sound editor. He's a huge part of this team that is unseen. It's 89 Barbers, our first sponsor. Look good, feel good, be great. That's 2 locations, Orange, California, and Long Beach, California. Book your appointment online, 89barbers.com. Bye, everybody.